Gurureva Ghati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guruf Paramam Shishurasmi Guruhu Matirasti Guru Mama Pahi Guru Satchidanandharupaya Vishvotpatyati Hetave Tabatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranadah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Yam Pravrajjantamanupedamapedakrityam Dvaipayano Viraha Kadara Ajuhava Putredi Tanmayataya Daravo Vinedustam Sarvabhuda Hrudayam Munimanatosmi Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayetah Sarvebhyaha Namaskaraha. We are seeing Srimad Bhagavata Purana and we are seeing Canto 5 in it. And we saw the line of Priyavrata Maharaj and it ended with Bharata Maharaj, the 3 life birth of Bharata Maharaj and the next king Gaya. After hearing all this, King Parikshit requested to Shukha Brahmarshi to tell about the geographical reflections of this world. And Sukha Brahmarshi said that it is so difficult to tell about the entire world because it will take a long time to complete it. So I will just give them a nutshell of this world alone, this earth alone, so that you will understand about where we live and how it is formed. And just like a bird's eye view, Shukha Brahmarishi said to Parikshit Maharaj. Shukha Brahmarishi said that just imagine this entire world as a lotus flower. That is a world lotus. So we will have the pericarp, the center portion of that lotus flower. It is that we will have seen in the lotus flower, that yellow color portion. That pericarp, that portion is the Jambu Dvipa. And this Jambu Dvipa will extend for lakhs and lakhs of yojanas. It's just like a big continent surrounded by the salt ocean. There are other continents also like Jambu Dvipa, and there are many other oceans also. But where we live is the Jambu Dvipa. So Shukha Brahmarshi explained more clearly about that particular island, Jambu Dvipa. Now you can see a very small picture on the screen. But anyway, I request all my viewers to zoom it and say it so that you can understand better what I explain. Yasminnava varshani nama yojana sahasrayamapi ashtabir maryadha giribi suvibhaktani bhavanti. This Jambu Dvipa is divided into 9 regions or called 9 Varshas. And there are 8 mountains which form as the boundary of these Varshas. And each of these Varshas will extend for many yojanas, just like 9,000 or 10,000 yojanas. One yojana is approximately equal to 12 to 15 kilometers in the modern time. So in that Jambu Dvipa, in the center of the Jambu Dvipa is known as the Ilavrita Varsha. The center portion of Jambu Dvipa is Ilavrita Varsha. And in the center of that Ilavrita Varsha is situated the Mahameru mountain. So the center portion of that Jambudvipa is called the Ilavrita Varsha, and there are many other Varshas surrounding it. Now I am explaining the northern side of the Ilavrita Varsha. That is in the picture, it comes in the top portion. There are many, that is 3 Varshas on the northern side of Ilavrita Varsha. That is the Ramyaka Varsha, Hiranmaya Varsha and Kuru Varsha. And 3 mountains form as the boundary as for these Varshas. They are the Nila mountain, Sweta mountain and Sringavan mountain. So this is the northern side of Ilavrita Varsha. Now, the southern side of Ilavrita Varsha, that is in the picture, it comes in the down portion. There are 3 Varshas. Varshas means regions. Hari Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha, Bharata Varsha. And 3 mountains form as the boundary for these Varshas. They are the Nishada mountain, Hemakuta mountain and Himalayan mountains. So these are the southern side of the Ilavrita Varsha. Now the west side of the Ilavrita Varsha, that is in the picture, it comes in the left side, that is Ketumala Varsha, and the Malayavan mountains form the boundary of the Ketumala Varsha. And on the eastern side of the Ilavrita Varsha, that is in the picture, it comes in the right side, that is the Bhadrashva Varsha and the Gandhamatana mountain that forms the boundary of the Bhadrashva Varsha. So the center portion of this Jambudvipa is the Ilavrita Varsha, and in that the center portion is situated the Mahameru mountain. It is very famous in the Sastras. Now surrounding this Mahameru mountain, there are 4 mountains. They are Mandara mountain on the east, Meru Mantana mountain on the south, Suparva mountain on the west, and Kumata mountain on the northern side. So these are the 4 mountains surrounding the Mahameru mountains. So these are the 4 mountains, very big mountain, surrounding the Mahameru mountain. Apart from it, there are 24 foothills surrounding these 4 big mountains. And one among that mountain is the Kailasa, Mount Kailasa. It comes in the Bharatavarsha. So this is the overall picture of the Jambudvipa. Now, on the 4 mountains, that is in the Mantara mountain, Meru Mandara mountain, and the Suparva mountain and Kumuda mountain, then on these 4 big mountains, there are 4 big trees, very big trees. On the Mandara mountain is a very big mango tree situated on the top of that mountain. On the Meru Mantana mountain, there is a very big wood apple tree, which is otherwise known as the Jampu tree. And on the Suparva mountain, there is a very big Kadamba tree. And on the Kumuda mountain, there is a very big banyan tree. So these 4 trees on the top of the 4 mountains, they bear very big fruits, and they are fully covered with fruits. On the mango tree, the mango fruit will be very big. It is in that first yuga, that is Krita yuga, isn't it? So everything is so pure. The soil is so pure. The nature is so pure. Everything is so pure. So there will be very big mango fruit on that mango tree. Each mango fruit will be very big, just like their rock. Nowadays, we get mango fruit, maybe half a kg to 1 kg. That is very rare. But in that time, each fruit will be like a very big rock, and it will be full of a pulp, mango pulp, red color mango pulp. So no one will pluck the mangoes from there. So that the tree will be covered with this mango fruit, very big mango fruit. And you know what happens? When that fruit ripes, it will just drop from the tree, or by nature, it will drop from the tree, and it will fall on the mountain, and it will break, and that fruit pulp inside will be splashed all over. Like this, on a single day, many fruits will fall like this. So the rich pulp, mango juice from that fruit, it will flow outside, and it forms a small stream like thing. It forms a stream, and it will flow down the Mandara mountain, and it will come to the foothill of that Mandara mountain. Like this, on the Meru Mandara mountain, that is the jambu tree is there, wood apple tree. It will have so very small seeds. That fruit also will be very big, and it will fall on that mountain, and that fruit will open, and the juice from that fruit will flow outside, and this forms a stream, and it will flow down the that Meru Mandara mountain. Now, when the sunlight falls on that juice as well as on the soil surrounding it, by some chemical reaction, all that sand on that banks of that river have been, because it touches that fruit, isn't it? The banks of that juice river, it turns into gold, jambu. And you might remember that we say the gold as Jambunada. This is how it got its name. So it turns into gold. And so that mountain was so rich in gold. It's all because of this wood apple tree. And on the Superva mountain, there's a big kadamba tree, and the honey flows from that fruit, and it forms a stream and flows down to the foothill of the mountain. And on the Kumuda mountain, there's a big banyan tree, and the pure water from that mountain flows down to the river. And when we take that water and when we say our wish, immediately it will satisfy. So powerful is that water on that mountain. That is the water coming from the stream. So these are all the four great mountains surrounding the Mahameru mountain. And on these four mountains, there are many celestial gardens. And the Devatas and the Kinnaras, the Apsaras, the Gandharvas, they all come and they do their water sport, or they play there in their celestial gardens. Apart from this, there are many rivers and streams and lakes on these four mountains. So it is very rich in the natural scenery. And on the top of that Mahameru mountain, it is so flat, and that flat surface will extend to many yojanas. And Lord Brahma, that is that flat surface on that Mount Meru, is the abode of Lord Brahma. He has a palace there, and surrounded by the palaces of the Lokapalas. So this is the overall explanation of the Mahameru mountain, the mountains surrounding it, and the 24 small mountains surrounding it. This is how the Jambu Dvipa is divided into many varshas, and the Bharata Varsha is one among it. Now, Shuka Brahmarshi explains to Raja Parishit how this holy Ganga was originated. Once when Bhagavan Vishnu, he took the avatara as Vamana Murti, and he requested to Mahabali the 3 feet of land. And Mahabali, he did, without understanding the real import of it. It is just a plan by the Devas to get the universe back from Mahabali. So without knowing the real import of it, Mahabali said, okay. With the first step, he measured this entire world. With the second step, he measured the Patala Loka and all the 7 lokas which are beyond this surface earth. So when Bhagavan Vishnu as Vamana Murti, he measured that step to measure the heaven and beyond. He pressed his toe with the doom of this Brahmanda. It touched and pierced the doom of Brahmanda, So the toe of Bhagavan Vamanamurti, it pierced the doom of this Brahmanda. So the water from beyond, it flowed through this hole, touching the feet of Bhagavan Vishnu as Vamanamurti, and it reached the heaven and all that regions, and it flowed like that. Since this water from beyond touched the feet of Bhagavan Vishnu, it had that property to remove the sin and the negative impressions of the people who take bath in it or who touch it without itself getting impure. So that property came to that water when it touched the feet of Bhagavan Vamanamurti. And when it flowed down to that, descended from that hole through the top regions of the heaven and all, when it came to the Dhruva, pole Dhruva, Dhruva, he was meditating there. And Dhruva, you might remember, he is the son of Uttanapada. And he sprinkled that water on his head. And every day he performed, do this right even now. And that is the reason why he is so pure even now. Even the rishis, that is the Sapta rishis, they sprinkle this water on their head. So when this water touched the feet of Bhagavan Vishnu, this water is called as Bhagavat Pada. And when it touched the heaven and all that regions, it got the name as Vishnupati. And that pure water from the heaven it descended, and it fell on the top of the Meru mountain. When it fell on the top of the Meru mountain, it was split into four as four big rivers by name Sita, Alakananta, and Chakshu, and Bhadra. So, when it fell on that top of the Meru mountain, it is split into four, and each one river is flowing in each one direction and mixing in the salt water ocean which is surrounding the Jambudvipa. So in the beginning, and now it is very difficult for us to imagine, but in the beginning when this world was formed, there were no other continents, only one continent, that is the Jambudvipa. Only one continent, only one mountain, that big mountain, surrounding it 4 mountains, and surrounding it 24 mountains, that's all. Later, by so much division under earth, like the tectonic plates, misplacement, everything, these different continents were formed. All this had happened. It took millions and millions of years, isn't it, for the earth to rearrange in this way which we see now. So in that time, there was only one continent, that is the Jambudvipa, the only one big mountain, Mahameru, surrounding it 4 mountains and all the small mountains as explained in the picture. The river Sita, it flowed descended through the Gandhamadana mountain, Bhadrasvava Varsha, and it mixed in the salt ocean. Now, another river that is from the west, Chakshu, it flowed through the Superba Varsha, then Malayaban hills, and then Ketumala Varsha, and joined in the Salt Ocean. And another river, that is the Bhadra river, it flowed, it descended through the Kumuda mountain, then Nila mountain, Ramyaka Varsha, Hiranmaya Varsha, Kuru Varsha, and then it mixed in the salt ocean surrounding the Jambudvip. On the southern side, river Alakananda, it touched the Nishada mountain, flowed down through the Harivarsha, Hemakuta mountains, Kimpurisha Varsha, Himalayan mountain, Bharata Varsha, and it is mixing in the salt ocean surrounding it. So these are the 4 rivers which formed from the holy Vishnupada. Then it was known as Vishnupada river. When it touched the Mahameru, it was split into 4 and formed as 4 rivers and flowed, descended through these mountains and varshas and mixed in the salt ocean surrounding this Jambudvipa. Now, among all the Varshas, Bharata Varsha is very great. It is very special, auspicious because only in the Bharata Varsha one can perform the karma. That's why it is called as the Karma Bhumi. As we all know that, Tatrabi Bharatam Yeva Varsham Karma Kshetra Manyanyashta Varshani Swarginam पुण्यक्षेक्षोभयोगस्थानानि भौमानि स्वर्गपदानि व्यबदिशन्ति. So only in the Bharata Varsha we can perform all the karmas. So what will happen in the other Varshas? What happens is, there is the jivas, they go to heaven because of their punya pala. And they exhaust all their punya pala there. With the residual punya phala, they come and live in this other varshas, the other 8 varshas. There they will be very happy before descending to earth. So in all the other varshas, there are many gardens, there are beautiful gardens, pure water lakes, swan, chakravahas, many birds, celestial beings also come and play with them. And it is such a divine place, and the life in those varshas will be exactly like the life in the Treta Yuga. The people will be very beautiful, very tall, they will have long life, their youth itself will extend to a long period of time. They enjoy only happiness, they are so happy, and they do not experience any worry or anything. So before descending to earth, they stay there and with their residual punya karma. So that will be the life in all the other varshas. But when a person come to, because and another speciality is, in all the other varshas we can only experience our karma. But only in this Bharata Varsha we can perform karma and exhaust the karma also. So both are there in only in Bharata Varsha. So whoever, whether it may be a Deva or a whoever celestial being or whoever it may be, if they want to do karma, they have to come here to the Bharata Varsha. That is the greatness of Bharata Varsha, and that is why Bhagavan is taking repeated incarnations in Bharata Varsha. Now, in each Varsha, the worship of Bhagavan is different. Each Varsha, they worship different avatars of Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. Now, first is the Ilavrita Varsha. In this Ilavrita Varsha, Bhagavan is worshipped as a Sangharshana. Sangharshana is the first 4 emanations of Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. Even Lord Paramashiva and Parvati, they worship Sangharshana by telling this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaye Sarvaguna Sankhyanaye Anantaya Avyaktaya Namahiti. Bhagavate Mahapurushaya, you are that supreme being. You are that you are the one who constituted the gunas in this world, and you are not affected by it. Even though you did constituted the gunas, you are not affected by it. You have no limitations. Anantaya, you do not have any limitations, and no one can understand you perfectly because you are Abhyakta. To that supreme being I worship. Yamahurasya sthiti janma samyamam tribhirvihinam yamananta mrushayah naveda siddhartamiva kvachit sthitham bhumandalam murda sahasradamaso. You are the source of this creation, preservation and dissolution, and you are beyond these gunas, and you are that Ananta, or that is unlimited, and you bear this earth on one of your hoods, but you're not concerned about it. It doesn't it is not it's not heavy on your head. Yasyadya asid guna vigraho mahan vijnana deshnyo bhagavana jakile yat sambhavoham trivritha tvamejasa vaikārikam tāmasamaindriyam sruje. You first manifested as Mahat Tattva, and that with that supreme qualities, all that qualities in you, and many call you as Lord Brahma, and all the other things they came out from that Mahat Tattva. And Lord Paramashiva is telling that I am not different from you, Vasudeva. I am also one of your manifestation. And the ahankara, it is split into three as a sattvic ahankara, rajasic ahankara, and the tamasic ahankara. And it did the rest of the manifestation. You are endowed with all the bhagas, that is the divine powers, and that's why you are called as Bhagavan. You are the controller of this universe because you manifested it. At the same time, you are not affected by its maya. Yannimittam karhabi karma parvanim mayam januyam guna sargamohitaha naveda nistarana yoga manjasa tasmai namaste vilayodayatmane. That is, by his maya, all these beings are entangled and they have this ego because of this maya. And because of this maya, they do not know what to do. They are entangled in this life. And you are that supreme being who create this, look after the creation, you look after the dissolution, and you sustain also. To that supreme being, I offer my salutations. Like this, even Paramashiva worship Lord Sankarshana, who is one of the emanations of Bhagavan Mahavishnu. So, in like this, in each Varsha, different Rupa forms of Bhagavan are worshipped, which I will continue in my next upload. Om Namo Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.